toi kai rākau, of Rauru, of my history, my New Zealandness, my missing 1,000 years. Toi kai rākau crossed the Pacific and came to New Zealand, and at that same time, Eric the Red was expelled from Iceland and voyaged to colonize Greenland. Toi kai rākau is my ancestor. He lives still in me. His history, his genealogy is my history, my genealogy, my bonding to these islands of Aotearoa. Toi's son was Rauru, his son was Whātonga, and from Whātonga came Tahatiti, Tahatiti came Uenuku. And at this time of Uenuku, at this time in history, William of Normandy conquered England and became King William I. All in our books. From Uenuku came Ruatapu, from Ruatapu came Rākaiora, from Rākaiora, Tamaki Tehau. And these are my ancestors, tangata whenua. And this ancestor, Tamaki Tehau, lived at the time of the great military leader, Genghis Khan, who established the Mongol Empire, uniting almost all of Asia, Eurasia. And my genealogy descends to Tamaki te Rā, Tamaki te Matang. And now, at this time, the Magna Carta is signed on the other side of the world. I continue to Tamaki rei rei a mai Hawaii, te kahuārero, pitorere, tangi maika, toto, to Tamate Ariki Nui. Tamate Ariki Nui brought the tapu canoe of Tāki Timu across the Pacific. He is the eponymous ancestor of all descendants of the Tāki Timu waka. Tāki Timu waka, Tāki Timu canoe, my canoe. At this time of the arrival of the canoe, history records the crusade of Joan of Arc in France, who was burnt at the stake, aged 19 years. From Tamate Ariki Nui came Rongo Kako and then Tamate Pōkai Whenua, and his son was Kahungunu. Kahungunu was the founding ancestor of my tribe, Ngāti Kahungunu, of me, Pita Sharples. Then came Kahukura Nui, Rākai Hikuroa, from Rākai Hikuroa, Taraya. And it was Taraya who led the migration of Ngāti Kahungunu people south from Wairoa into the Napier Hastings area. And at this time, Columbus stumbled across America. And I mean stumbled. Thought they were Indians. From Taraya came Te Rangi Taumaha and his daughter Te Huhuti, who also, like Hinemo, swam across a lake. Man, what they do for a man. And married that war chief, Te Whatiapiti. He was a great war chief. He had red hair. How about that? I might have had red hair. So, these two are my eponymous ancestors of the sub-tribe Te Whatiapiti, of the tribe Kahungunu, of the Wakataki Timu. So they occupied the area of Hastings and Central Hawke's Bay. This is my history. This is my life, my family. These ancestors live in me. I am their direct descendant. In Māori culture, values, I am them and they are me. Māoris believe this stuff. Then came Te Wāhanga, Te Rangi Kawhiua, Te Mana Wākawa, Te Rangi Koianake. This is my whakapapa. When we go to tangis, we recite our whakapapa. Now at this time of Rangi Koianake, at this time, Cromwell overthrows the British monarchy and declares a republic in England. Te Rangi Koianake is the ancestor of the sub-tribe, Ngāti Rangi Koianake of Te Hauke. Also, my grandson carries his name, his mana, and his spirit. Koe anake. His eldest son was Kikiri o Te Rangi, another warrior, another famous war chief and stuff who crossed the ranges and conquered a few pa's and stuff. Also another redhead. He led many successful forays to avenge the deaths of his two grandfathers, Te Rehunga and Manawākonga. He is the eponymous ancestor of our sub-tribe, Ngai Te Kikiri o Te Rangi. So you have sub-tribes all the way down. Ngai Te Kikiri o Te Rangi, named after him. And the genealogy continues. And from Te Kikiri o Te Rangi came Kanohi Tuhanga. And this ancestor's name, Mana, was vested in my first great-grandson. I got two great-grandsons. But he's like two. And if I would have brought him here, he would have destroyed this place. From Kanohi Tuhanga comes Te Aroatua. From Te Aroatua, Hori Nienea. Hori Nienea's son was Paora, Kopekau Nienea. Paora was my grandfather. And his name and his spirit are carried by my son. And in my son, I also live. Paora. From Paora came, the original Paora came my mother Ruiha and then me. This is my history. This is tangata whenua. But apart from talking history of Māori, I have deliberately personalized it to show you that to Māori, it is a living history. And as a living history, I want you to understand, whakapapa. We're one of the few cultures in the world that still recite our whakapapa back to 40 or 50 generations and so on. We do it at tangis, we do it when we get together. It is bonding, it is about events, it's about people, it's about history and everything. It is about belonging to the land. Tipu ngātahi tātou me te whenua. We grew with the land, with the mountain, with the rocks. Why else does Tariana Turia parade around saying, I am the river and the river is me? I said, oh, you better clean up your river. Eh? Insult, yeah, exactly. She gave me the appropriate slap. But that is it. That is what it is like to be Māori. It's not just belonging to a kid and having a snotty nose. It's much more to being a Māori kid than that. These kids are brought up on that. Today,